What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a new video today here on Charleston Car Videos. We're going to be talking about the new Chevrolet Corvette C8 that'll be coming out here within the next year or so. So, you know, a lot of people have been waiting on this new Corvette for quite some time. I mean, some people have been waiting on this car for probably 5 to 10 years, and because there's been talk about it, you know, throughout the automotive industry and all that. So it's a mid-engine car. Thanks to our friends with Motor Authority for putting out some great video shots of this vehicle on the track that we'll be displaying in this video today. But one thing and one reason why I'm actually doing this video today is because I want to talk with y'all about a article here in the automotive news that I picked up just yesterday. So anyways, there's an article in here about the new Corvette. As you can see right there, they got a picture of it. And I don't know, I read the article and I thought there was some interesting information in there about the Corvette, and I wanted to share it with you. So before we do, let's go ahead and get this video rocking and rolling on the screen, and we'll have that playing a little bit in the background while reading y'all this article from Automotive News. Now, Automotive News, this magazine here, it's not even like a magazine. It's more of like a, it's almost like a paper type newspaper / magazine. Anyways, it's not readily available to the general public. A lot of the times, this automotive newspaper here is something that's usually the only way you can get it is if you're a car dealer, a car dealership owner, or something like that. You know, you got a dealer's license, or you got a franchise dealership, or at least that's, you know, how it seems to be to me, because the only people I ever see that have those are owners of car dealerships. So luckily I was at the Ford dealership and seen some sitting there on the table in the back office, and I picked one up and brought it home so we could do this video. So anyways, let's go ahead and get this video rolling and take a look. It's a 2020 Chevy Corvette. As you can see, ooh-wee, Motor Authority. Thank you so much, Motor Authority. There it is, right? What a beautiful car. I said on my previous video talking about it that I thought it looked like a Ferrari. And you can really see the Corvette there in the taillights. Again, these are, you know, the car's got a wrap on it, but look at that. Does that not look like a Ferrari? I don't know, but I'll tell you one thing. It looks good. It really does. It's a sexy looking car, right? I can't wait to see one in person, and I can't wait to see one with the wrap off and a nice bright red or white or black or whatever colors that you think's best. But anyways, either way, good looking car. And ooh, man, something about a mid-engine, a rear engine, you know, car like that. I've always been a big fan of the Audi R8, and you know, so that's kind of why I like this right here. It's got that look, man. Ooh wee, it's sexy. It is definitely some eye candy. So anyways, that's what we're going to be talking about, because this article here is basically talking about how you know, the Corvette sales have dropped significantly over the last few years or longer. So anyways, let's see what we got on here. I'm going to just read it off to you. It says, mid-engine vet aims to halt skidding sales, right? It says the Chevrolet Corvette is at a crossroads. U.S. sales of the sports car have steadily declined since 2014. After more than doubling with the arrival of the C7 Stingray, specialty variants such as the Grand Sport and ZR1 haven't halted the slide, despite positive reviews and new performance levels. GM's apparent answer to fading demand for the Vette, a highly anticipated, high-powered mid-engine version for the 2020 model year. There we go. So they got to do something. They got to bump it up, you know, and that's what they're doing. Also could be contributing to the problem, right? So hold on just a minute. So they're saying this high-powered mid-engine version of the 2020 model year could also be contributing to the problem. That's right, because there may be a lot of people out there that want to buy a mid-engine Vette, and they may not want to go spend that $40, $50, $60, $80,000 on a Vette currently right now, and then have to trade it back in or try to sell it, lose money on it due to wanting to buy the new body style. So there's a lot of people probably are waiting for the new one to come out. So anyways, let's keep on reading what they got to say. After decades of playing with the idea, the automaker is expected to introduce the 8th engine car, 8th generation car within the next year, and some fans may be waiting on the sidelines for it. Okay, now let's go ahead and move to page 37 and see what they got to say in here. Okay, it's not very much. Okay, I'm just going to get down to the bare brass balls of this whole damn thing. Anyway, it says everyone knows that the mid-engine is coming. So, anyways, the mid-engine rumbling, the mid-engine rumblings, which have been going on for years, are pretty undeniable now, said Carl Bauer, executive publisher at Auto Trader and Kelley Blue Book. Regardless of GM's refusal to acknowledge it, everyone knows it's coming. So I'm trying to browse through so I don't have to read every single thing on here. Hang on a minute. Give me one moment. Okay, everybody, so let's look at here. It says, according to data from Edmunds.com, 30% of Corvette buyers were age 65 or older in 2018, up from about 28% in 2013. Upward of 60% of buyers for the past 5 years have been 55 and older. Many doubt that the Corvette is the problem, noting that younger generations are less interested in such sports cars. It's not transitioning as well, Bauer said. It's a group that's aging out faster than new buyers coming in. The C8 Corvette is not expected to be a high-volume vehicle, but it could create the kind of halo needed to re-energize the interest and attract non-traditional buyers to the nameplate. The mid-engine Corvette is expected to be produced alongside the C7 until 2022, when the current generation will complete its life cycle. Based on spy photos, the mid-engine Corvette is expected to have a lower hood line, longer rear deck, and much shorter dash. Switching from the front to mid-engine layout means engineering a new chassis, building a new transaxle to drive the rear axles. All right, let's delete some of that out. I just wanted to get down to the age thing there. So anyways, so you hear the statistics there on, you know, people that are buying Corvettes 65 and up, then 55 and up. Hey, I know that for a fact. I had a neighbor in the neighborhood I used to live in. He was probably 65 years of age and up, and had a 2017 Corvette in his garage. And you know, the Chevrolet dealership that I've worked at for the last 8 years, they do an annual Corvette Club car show every year, and every year I'm out there filming at the car show, and it definitely seems to be a lot of senior citizens out there driving Chevrolet Corvettes, whether they're new ones, whether they're a couple years old, or even the classics. It just seems to be a lot of men out there with gray hair. Now, nothing wrong with being an older gentleman and having a Chevy Corvette, you know. I mean, but there's got to be something going on here on why these older guys seem to always be driving Corvettes. Is it because, and that's what I want y'all to comment on and let me know what you think, is it because these men that are 55 and 65 and older, they grew up in in America here when the Corvette and all the muscle cars back in the day were super popular, so they're still wanting to, you know, be strong and support a great brand that they grew up with, you know, because it's the same thing even sometimes with Ford Mustang drivers, which actually, I'll tell you one thing, it seems like Mustang drivers are a lot younger because they love sliding around on the highway and flying into people outside of car shows, you know. But anyways, it definitely does seem to be a lot older generation buying Chevy Corvettes. My mom was a Corvette driver. She owned 8 of them throughout her lifetime. But my mom drove Corvettes. You know, that was her first car when she was 16, was a Corvette. So I don't know. I wonder what the statistics were on Chevrolet Corvette buyers back in the, you know, 70s and 80s and even the 90s, right? You know, was it always older people back then? I don't think so. You know, everybody back in the day seemed to really be into sports cars a lot more. I definitely feel like, you know, sports cars, two-door coupes and all that have kind of started to phase out in a sense. I mean, yes, they're still there. A lot of people are driving them and all that, but it is, first off, it's expensive to drive one of these types of cars. I mean, the price tag on them is not very low. It's, you know, even to go out right now and go buy a Dodge Challenger, you know, if you want like the Demon version or the SRT8, I mean, it's still an extremely high price tag there. So not just any young adult or a millennial or somebody that's, you know, in their 20s or 30s or even their 40s can always afford one of these sports cars. And that's the way it always seems to go, right? I mean, you know, people driving sports cars isn't going to be a dime a dozen type thing when going down the road, right? Usually if you see somebody younger driving an extremely nice sports car, you're like, okay. In your head, you're like, mommy and daddy money. Maybe they're super smart and they started some kind of online business. You know, there's got to be some reason why somebody so young is driving such a nice sports car that costs so much money. Anyways, nothing to be jealous about, really. It's just you wonder. You know, you're like, what is that? How did they do that? You know, maybe they did it like my mom did, and that was what they paid for out of their money that they work for, and that's, you know, that's how it went. They work hard to pay for their car, and you know, either way, it's Corvettes are great. I love them. Beautiful cars. I love a lot of the American sports cars that are out there, but it definitely, you know, there's definitely a lot of competition. That's for sure. You know, even with the Japanese vehicles adding in, and a lot of people like even having faster four-door sports cars. I mean, Dodge has done a great job with the Charger. And, you know, there's other brands out there as well. And the European vehicles have definitely, you know, took a bite out of sports car sales for the American side as well. I mean, people love their BMWs and their Audis and all that. So what do you think? Get in the comments section. Will you be a person watching this video that will go out and buy the new 2020 mid-engine Corvette when it comes out? If so, please get in contact with us at some point after you get it. I'd love to talk with you and do an interview. But anyways, have a great day, everybody. Just another little bit of information on the Corvette from this article here with Automotive News. And thanks to our friends with Motor Authority. We'll see you soon.